Hey, this is Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to my unboxing video. Today I'm going to be unboxing the Citadel Oracle Deck, and this is a true, authentic unboxing because I actually legitimately have not seen this deck yet, so it's all taped up here. So full disclosure, this deck was sent to me for the purposes of review, and I'm going to open the box. Now, I believe this is, the box says it's a special edition, and I'm assuming that the huge box, like if you were to buy this in a store, it probably isn't in such a big box. I'm not sure, because this is like a very large box, very heavy. So I'm really excited to cut into it. In fact, when I got it in the mail, I was like, what is this? And I was kind of nervous opening the box. I'm like, because it came in one huge box. And anyway, yeah, I was like, what is in this box? And then I opened it up and there is another box within that box. So I'm super excited to get into this box and have a look at it. Okay. Ooh, this tape is like really, really thick. Okay, see, this is why I don't normally do these true unboxings on video, because something always happens. I usually can't get into the box. It takes forever to open it. All right. So I hadn't heard of this deck, and I actually haven't seen this deck yet. So this is like the first time. I haven't even looked at images online of this deck, so I'm super excited. All right. Okay, so I'll just give you a top-down look. So this is what it looks like. Ooh, so pretty. Okay. Ooh, it's in like a really nice box. All right. Alright, so this is what the box looks like here. It's kind of made to look like it's an actual book, so that's cool. So you're going to get to hear my first impressions of this deck, and I'm going to take you on a little bit of a walkthrough so you get to see every card in this deck, and I'm assuming there's going to be a guidebook and some extra little thingies with the special edition version. And let me know in the comment section if you have this deck, if you've seen this deck, if you want this deck. Okay. Oh, I like the box. The box is really neat. Okay. All right. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, there's a little map here. That's neat. Ooh, I really like the box and the care that has been put into designing this box. This is lovely. Really lovely. Okay, so it comes with, looks like a coin. That's neat. Okay. All right. The Spymasters Gambit. Okay, so I won't spend too long looking through this booklet, just because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a guidebook. Okay, this looks really interesting, but I think I'll have a look at this off a video. I want to get to the cards. Okay, so looks like there's two boxes in here. Okay, so we've got the Citadel, a fantasy oracle. And then we have the deck of emblems. Okay, I didn't realize there was going to be two decks in here. And we have the deck of emblems. All right, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the deck of emblems first. once I figure out how to open it. Okay, so it opens from the bottom. Ooh, I like the shape. Okay, so this comes with a guidebook. This kind of reminds me of a Lenormand type deck. I don't know if this is or not. Doesn't say that yet. Okay, so it gives the guidebook gives you some info about how to work with the deck and what each card means, and some info at the back about some different spreads. So that's cool. So let's have a look at these cards. I like the unique shape of the cards. I think that's really cool. Oops. So card backs look really lovely here. Card quality, really nice. It has kind of a matte finish that feels really lovely. Cardstock feels high quality and thick. And I'm just going to briefly go through some of these cards so you get a feel. Okay, so it looks like there's writing in the bottom. So bell, signal, alarm, celebration, blade, conflict, injury, apprehension. So I feel like this would be an easy deck to work with, even if you were unfamiliar with it, or you don't normally read cards. If you're a total beginner, this would be an easy deck to jump in and use. And then there's some sparkly or shiny stuff on the cards too, which is kind of pretty. I like the style of art, very simple yet also kind of intriguing. And it's kind of like a black and white deck, but there's some red, there's some gold. And I'm curious to read the guidebook to see if the process of reading these cards is any different from like a tarot or oracle deck. Ooh, I like this one. Scorpion, danger, accident, subterfuge. That one's really stunning. Yeah, these cards are super cute. Songbird. I'm excited to read with these. There's something very classic and captivating about the style of the drawings too. Oops, I just realized my camera's having a hard time focusing. Victuals. All right, so that was the deck of emblems. So now let's have a look at the Citadel, a fantasy oracle. Okay, and I just want to jump in. I paused my video and I had a look at the Spymasters Gambit guidebook, and it's actually a game that you can play with the cards. So I'll just read you the back. So it says, the Spymaster pulls the strings behind the throne to protect the Citadel from harm. etc., etc., etc. Now you have been recruited by the Spymaster to solve the mystery, and the resulting investigation will take you from the Citadel's towering spires to its lamplit alleys as you race against the clock to retrieve all the stolen items. Playable within any system of your choice, the Spymasters Gambit is a mini campaign which can be completed in 2 to 4 sessions. In this book, you will find instructions on how to run the campaign, etc., etc. So it's a game that you can play with the cards, so that's kind of cool. Okay, so let's open the Citadel Fantasy Oracle. Okay, so it opens from the bottom. Ooh, it's a box within a box. I love it. And look at this. There's like drawings inside the box. Cool. Oh, I love it. So pretty. Ooh, I like the red. This is nice. Oh, and it's shaped in an interesting shape too. Oh, and look inside here, there's even pictures. Okay, so the Citadel Oracle comes with a guidebook. Looks like a pretty thorough guidebook, lots of info on each card. The usual spreads at different spreads at the back, and some info about working with the deck in the beginning. Okay, so the edges of these cards are red, which gives it kind of a mysterious, magical look. And the finish is the same as the other Oracle deck that I just showed you, so it's kind of almost a velvety matte finish. Very nice quality cardstock. And I like the backs of these cards too. So I'm just going to slowly move through this deck, or hopefully not too slowly for you, but I just want to give you a glimpse of each card. And then at the end, we'll do a little experiment, and I will do a sample reading with the cards just to see how the cards read. So I'm really liking the style so far. It has almost kind of like a minimalist style. These cards aren't super busy, but I feel like they're interesting to look at. There's something kind of modern yet ancient about the style of drawing. Cool, okay. It's been a long time since I've read with an Oracle deck. I'm almost kind of nervous to do a sample reading because it's been so long since I've read with Oracle cards. So there's some embossed or some what do you call that, foil or shiny stuff in the cards, which is really kind of fun, I think. I'm actually glad that there's the shiny stuff on the cards and not the card edges, because I always find when the cards are edged in gold or silver, I find it always kind of gets on my hands. So I like that these cards are edged in just red. And again, to come back to the style of artwork, I feel like the cards they're not busy, but they're busy enough that you can like spend some time exploring the images. You can do some journaling. I feel like this deck would work nicely for doing like journaling exercises and stuff like that. And let me know in the comments, do you prefer to read with oracle cards, tarot cards? Maybe you're a Lenormand fan. I like this one. I like cards with skulls on them. Some people think that's creepy, but I really like skulls. Ooh. Shiny. More skulls. I love it. Oh, I'm so excited to see how this deck is going to read. Okay, I feel like maybe I've gone through these cards already. I feel like I'm doubling back. Yes, I am. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the deck here. That one's really stunning. The Forgotten. Missed opportunities, fear of failure. That's really beautiful too. There's something about some of these images that really like, I really respond to them. There's something, I don't know if it's like archetypal or what, but like this, all the hands, it's very powerful. This one's beautiful too. The Sailor. New influences, wanderlust. I've recently become obsessed with shipwrecks and watching documentaries and reading books about shipwrecks. This kind of makes me think of that. Lots of hands in this deck. I'm just noticing that now. I know you're thinking, how are you just noticing that now? Maybe I'm not very observant. Ooh, that one's cool too. I can tell this is a really well thought out deck. A lot of love and a lot of planning and thought have gone into these cards. I really appreciate that. And these are different cards. Like, often when I look at Oracle decks, I can see how most of the cards kind of correspond with cards in the tarot, and there's like the same kind of cards, but I feel like there's some really unique cards here, like the Runaway, Secrets, Running from Problems. Like, I don't really have any other decks that have the Storyteller. Like, I don't have any other decks that have these kinds of cards. This is really neat, actually. The Weaver. Okay, I think we've seen these ones. I think I'm repeating myself here. Okay, so let's give these cards a shuffle. Let's see how these cards shuffle, and let's do a sample reading. Sometimes with cards that are really nice quality, they're kind of tricky to shuffle, but I'm noticing that these cards fit nicely in my hands. I have somewhat small hands, so I find I struggle with most decks, but these are easier to handle. Okay, so these cards shuffle really nicely. The shape actually makes it easier to shuffle. So I'm going to do a little bit of an interview with these cards. So I'm going to ask this deck, how can I best use this deck? How can I make the most out of these cards? Like, how can I best use this deck? Okay. And the first card is the Painter, productivity and creation. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here. All right, the Painter. So my question was, how can I best use this deck? And I have the Painter, productivity and creation. So I will take this to mean that when it comes to creating new things, working on certain projects or trying to be more productive, that this deck is going to be a wonderful catalyst. I might choose to work with this deck to get new ideas, or if I'm stuck or not feeling creative, I might use these cards to kind of get out of my creative slump. And it sounds like this deck's going to help me be a little bit more productive, which is good because I'm not the most productive person in the world. That's something I sometimes struggle with. So I like that. And then if I want to read this card literally, and I'm looking at the paintbrushes and the red paint and the flowers being painted, I feel like I might also use these cards to help me with a painting project that I'm going to be starting, like a creative art project that involves painting, not like painting a room, but like doing kind of creative painting. And maybe this deck will help me in that regard too. So I'm going to ask the cards, what kinds of readings do you like to do? Because some decks are really good at doing relationship readings. Some decks are good with career type readings. So let's ask these cards, what kinds of readings do you love to do? And we have the Merchant, self-worth, and trade. Okay. So I feel like this deck would work well and remember, if you get this deck and you ask it these same questions, you're going to get different cards. So this is just how this deck is going to work for me personally, but I guarantee that for you it will be a bit different. So what I'm seeing so far with this card is that this is a deck for me to use, especially with like business questions. And when it comes to work, career, business, and that actually ties in nicely with the creativity side and the productivity side as well. And I'm looking at the two scales here, and I'm thinking of, weighing the pros and cons, trying to balance my business with my personal life. And I feel like these cards could really assist me with questions around that. So let's ask one last question. Let's ask, what general overall message does this deck have for us today? So anyone who's watching this, this message will apply to you in some way. What overall general message does this deck have for us? Ooh, the Shepherd. Celebration and family. Interesting. Okay. I'm just going to give myself a moment to have a look at this card here. The Shepherd. Celebration, family. So there is this real, I love all the like, it's kind of like a burst of flowers. There's dandelions, looks like maybe some marigolds and different flowers. There is this like burst of kind of happiness and celebration in the background of this card. And I feel kind of at a loss. I feel like I want to look up what the meaning is in the book. Okay, so I paused my video and I looked up the meaning, which is something I never ever do, but I'm doing it here. It's kind of a cop-out, but I'm doing it here because this is a new deck and I'm not sure where to go with it. So one of the things that the meaning says here is it's time for you to look to your own relationships, family or otherwise, and reach out to them. Just as the shepherd guides their flock, don't be afraid to take the leading hand where it's needed. Someone needs to step up, and right now that's you. Okay, so I don't know if that message resonates with you or not, but looking at all three cards together in this spread, I'm kind of struck by how there's two horns kind of going in different directions, and then there's two scales. That kind of stands out to me. And then the red really stands out to me in the painter, and then with all the apples in the merchant. So I think those are some interesting symbols that I might contemplate and explore a little later. All right, so that has been my unboxing of the both the Citadel, let's zoom out a little here, the Citadel Oracle. And this is by Fez Inkwright, and it's published by I'm going to say it wrong, Liminal 11. And I also showed you a little sneak peek at the deck of Emblems, which is by the same artist, Fez Inkwright. And there's also some info, I'll just add this, there's also some info in the back of the Citadel book about using these cards for role-playing games too, which was quite interesting. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of these decks, if these are decks that you think you'd like to read with. I'm super excited particularly about the Citadel Oracle, and I might incorporate these cards in my next weekly reading, so stay tuned. So I'll put all the links below if you're interested in learning more about these decks, or if you're interested in purchasing them. I'll put the links just below this video for you to check out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.